Oh, what? And I told you to not a bunch of ads. Am I? Let me see. Oh, okay, I forgot to turn off the mic monitoring thing. Let me adjust this chat size. Okay, is it good now? Yay, thank you. Hold on. What did I do with my background now? Okay. So good evening, B. Yeah, it's likely that I placed it in the settings for it to be conservative, so it wouldn't interrupt people all the time during the stream. But it seems that YouTube doesn't care. And my cat wants to be a part of this stream as well. But yeah. Nope. Nope. Who do I need to level here?
ここまでブラブラしに来たんだ。適当に見ていくよ。
I don't have more stuff. Let's see who else.
さすがはディレクター。ここうちのチャラ男よりずーっと豪華ですね。
うんうん。実家のウサギの巣なんかと比べられないくらい大きいです。
授業？めんどくさい。
Hello, Ajik Raka. I'm sorry if I butchered your nickname. And no, maintenance hasn't started yet. I am currently going to do my dailies and also answer any questions people might have. Lights. And that's done. Job with this. What else? I'm short on money, a little bit. Yes, I'm gonna pull for Scarlet. I still don't know if I'm gonna get some. I didn't want to accept everyone. I still don't know if I'm gonna get dupes for her, but it will depend on my luck because I have a bit of pulls. And on CN server, I've been really enjoying the win team. It's currently one of my favorites. Yes, I can actually open the CN client a little bit later in the stream today after I'm done with my dailies and stuff. In case people wish to see what the Echo Hunt thing is like, because this is currently happening on the CN server. Adic Raka is asking about the limited ticket. Is it still available after Bailey's banner? I can't answer because that requires doing math, and I am not good at math. But you can check your inventory. It will say here like 35 days left. So 35 days from now, it's a little bit over a month. I think it will be there for like at least a couple of days still. And right after Bailitsu, we have, I can't remember if it's Boreas or Skylar who comes first, but it will be Deer Patch. If we are following the CN order, which currently we are. Yeah, so Skylar first, then if you are not interested in Scarlet or Bailitsu, you can get you will still probably have your pulls for Skylar. Hello, Siles. Welcome. Good evening. You hear me twice still? Oh, okay. I was very confused for a moment. Okay, so I have this. I have tea time. Oh, let me make the chat a little bit smaller. It should be good now. I don't remember if I made the correct drink for her. It's before the daily reset. Let me check tea time real quick. Milk double shots. Make it normal. And give this.
いい香りがしますね。飲んでみます。
少し遅れ。
Circus.
面白い味ですね。悪くありません。なるほど。次の薬はこんな味にしてみますか。ディレクター？
Oh, there he comes.
そちらから誘ってくれたのに、なんで寝そうになっているんですか？
I am about to nod off because I've been working overnight for the past several weeks.
論文僕もトルマリンでは学生でしたからね。論文には散々苦しめられてきました。幸いすぐに永久的な解決策を見つけることができましたが。ディレクターの中の僕って一体どんなイメージなんですか？僕はただそれらを全部指導教授に任せただけですよ。
He made the mentor do the papers for him.
彼女は僕を入学させた際に世界で一番面白いものしか見せないとそういう融通の利かない堅苦しい部分は当然彼女が解決するべきでしょ。
What kind of brainwashing potion did he use? I'm gonna get some sleep later. I need to finish Bailitsu's article. But first I wanted to distract my mind a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna run Nexus. Not sure who I should run it with, so I will let you all pick. But my current teams are... I have a same team, like pretty much almost everyone. And for thinning, I actually have two builds. If we go here for engraving, I have one build that is focused on... Actually, I have three builds. One is for the Necromancer strategy. The other is for Thunderstruck strategy, and the other is the traditional summoner team. Because these two, they are better for speed running, but they require too much manual input. So when I have to run something basic and I want to just use auto, then I use the standard build. Yes, you can put tags in them. It helps a lot to remember which is which. Okay, so I have three builds for signing. I have one build for Mislu that I made, obviously focused on the exploit of electroconduct, which is why I have these aberrations here leveled. I have I started building Azusa, and I actually low-key abandoned my corrosion build, but it is still here. I still love my corrosion characters, but I've been playing corrosion on the Chinese server for 6 months now, and I'm playing corrosion again because the new character that came out is from corrosion, so I kind of got a bit tired of it, and I was trying to play something different. So yeah, the same thing to do would be pre-farm materials for Scarlet. But I think instead I'm gonna just... Oh, I need 3 more. I can't wait for the update tomorrow, because we are gonna get the new what is it called? The new farming thing, and with the new farming thing, it does everything with a single click, and it's amazing.
いくつもの名前を持っているんだよ。どれが知りたい？いや、もっと正確に言うと、君は私のどの過去を知りたい？
Yeah, we are gonna get several quality of life updates tomorrow. One of them is the farming thing that makes everything a lot easier and quicker. The other thing is the shop. I know a lot of people complained about but the shop has too many tabs, yada yada. So the shop's gonna change. Instead of having all these tabs, you are gonna have only one tab here, and inside this tab we will have all these 3 shops condensed into one, neatly organized here. Let me remember another update we are gonna have. Oh right, we are gonna get a new Nexus patch tomorrow. That will be unlocked with chapter 4, and with that new Nexus patch, we are also gonna get, I think, let me see here. I don't remember what's called. Oh, here. We will get this tomorrow. Basically what this does is that it makes getting the basic Nexus skills a lot easier, because you can save engravings with a specific Nexus skill, and when you start a new Nexus run, you can load a previous Nexus skill. So it becomes a lot easier to get all these standard Nexus skill stats, and I mean these ones. Because like, for instance, we will get Scarlet's memory trace tomorrow, and most people are gonna skip it, which is perfectly understandable and fine. But if you pull for it, I don't have it here right now, of course, but if you check it out on Pride and you check the Nexus skills from it, you will see that it actually has a lot of very good standard Nexus skills. So if you don't have anything else to pull, you could go for it. Although I would recommend prioritizing getting Blood Ruvia Secret or Dusk Radiance if you are gonna play Win Team. If you are not gonna play Win Team, then you can check another team and get other stuff. Like Nightmare is very good, My Vision is Clear is very good, Growth is very good. And yeah, I think that's about it. Not mute in the background. Okay, so right now the only thing missing is maybe a Nexus run. So who do you all want to see a run for? I will let the chat decide. Let me see how's my engraving is. Let's see, my corrosion units aren't very well leveled, but I could try. If you want, I could maybe... I haven't done my Miss Liu run for this week. She's up here. So I haven't done it this week. Last week I was top 1 on all servers. So I could do her since she's an electric team. Or I could do corrosion. Let's see. How is 828? Not too bad. I could try getting my S rank on her today. Okay, since Eric wants to see corrosion, I'm gonna try something a little bit different on corrosion. Let's see, how is my reputation here? Yeah, I also want to level this reputation to 8 so I can get the medal thing.
ディレクターさんと一緒に天撃の研究ができて本当に良
For
かったです。
corrosion,
僕がいれば退屈はしませんよ。
unfortunately, it won't be the best run because I barely leveled my corrosion units. but usually you want Caroline because of the attack speed thing, and because it increases the damage they take by up to 90%. And the only way to get this passive is through Caroline or the R trace, and we are gonna run R traces here. Okay, so main trait for Caroline is muscle building. For muscle building, we have this night skill, because Caroline will stay very, very far away. We also have nowhere to hide, time to reap, and exploit airborne. A lot of good stuff for triangle. We also have since it's a corrosion team, we'll need a lot of TRN, which is why I'm gonna place growth here. It has Cheers to Friendship. That's also a very neat buff. And a few more. This Secret Melody. It also has a lot of good stuff, both for Terminal as well as for Triangle. Now let's see, I'm gonna bring Born from Ashes for the inspiration. I think I can get Inspire. Let's see, do I go for... I need one beat and one death, or... Let me see if this has anything good for... this could be good for Liriell. Not super sure on it. I think I'll go with it for easier Inspire stacks, then I'm gonna borrow of these. Okay, this should be well balanced. Yeah, no, 3 is definitely overkill. Never pick 3 ever. It will make the build extremely unbalanced. Hello, Mikey or Mickey. Welcome. Okay, so if you don't have any of these, the one you should prioritize borrowing from aid. Probably, I'd say Secret Melody is the most useful for the corrosion team right now. And second place, it would be Growth. And for Born from Ashes, everyone should have by now because of the amount of pulls that we got from since launch. But if you don't have Born from Ashes and You can just use happy hours or shadows of the alley or anything that gives inspire stacks. Same thing with nightmare. I like nightmare because it gives a lot of spread out stats that are very good, and it also stacks inspire very fast. But I have Longqing, and not everyone has Longqing. For your SR selector, I highly recommend muscle building, because it's very good for any triangle character. And yeah, I'd say the top one must borrow for corrosion right now is Secret Melody, followed by Growth or Nightmare, depending on who you are running, or Born from Ashes if you don't have it. Okay, so since I haven't leveled Journey begins, Story skip.
10日交換の原則に従って僕は同期にインスピレーションを加えちゃってディレクター完成
Since I haven't leveled my other corrosion characters,
寒くなりましたね
I'm gonna focus on Welcome! Thank you for joining the channel. I'm probably gonna go for 12, maybe 15.
なんだか僕が錬金物になったみたいです
What should I get here? Because I haven't leveled the skills or anything here yet.
お返しするべきでしょうねディレクター
And D5 here with this team would be pure suffering. Okay, so if you want, now when you start a Nexus run, if you want to run for a score, the safest path is this one. But if you want to run for, in order to guarantee your essential skills, and I mean the inspire skills and the secondary skills that you think are important, then you first pick the skill platform. Since I'm trying to raise my overall account ranking, I'm gonna go for this patch today. And I'm gonna run Liriell as the tank. A great thing about the corrosion team is that only 2 Echomancers are enough to make it decent. And since Carol has a lot of attack speed and AoE and a lot of burst already, I'm gonna bring Begonia to add more attack speed to that mix. I haven't picked Nightmare yet, the skill for it, so I'm gonna start right away with Freda, but usually I start with Longqing, stack Inspire, and then swap to Freda. But I'll place her here just in case. I'm gonna bring Azusa in case I need to break some block gauges. I'm gonna bring Miss Liu because she has to always be in my team. And I'm gonna borrow Gina. Hidden Blade is one of the best traces for corrosion team, because it's an easy way to stack inspire, and it has several secondary skills that are let me place Gina first, throw some combos, and then swap for Begonia. Anyway, Hidden Blade, if you check on Pride Blend, it has several secondary skills that are very good for strengthening corrosion, but I don't have it built here, so it's another option that you can borrow. But the reason I say that Secret Melody would be the top one priority to borrow if you don't have it, it's because Secret Melody is a terminal trace, and right now we don't have many good terminal traces. Some mobs are gonna come from here, but so... Yeah, so Carol has... I'm gonna burst them down with Gina, and Carol has a stupid long range, so he will be fine anywhere. Okay, so you go use your combos there, just like Inspire, you buff. Your skill. Combo again. Combo again. Okay, everything's stacked. Now I swap for Begonia for the attack speed buff. Next boss, next enemies are coming from this side. So Carol is fine in the backline. Another good thing about using Begonia, aside from buffing Carol, it's that sometimes you have to deal with these annoying block gouges, and we don't have any striker for corrosion until Solberg launches. Let me switch to defense so Liriell can grab some. Oh, Andy, I don't remember if I already played hello to you, but it's been a while. Oh, that was a poor timing. Let me break this. Okay, nobody's in danger anymore. I can swap back to offense. You go break that gouge again. Keep this ult here. This ult is very neat. I really love Begonia's ult. Okay, so what would make sense here? I'm going for a score. So. Okay, barrier. So usually in Nexus, I find it very easy to do because basically you choose, okay, do I need skills? And you can look on the bottom right here, how many, this is the maximum amount of skill points you need to grab every skill, and you almost never need every skill. And this is the amount of skills I currently have. So I have to think, okay, is there an essential skill that I absolutely need? If the answer is yes, then you pick the skill patch. If the answer is no, then you pick the status patch. And you will almost always have a very obvious choice to pick between the three. Hello, Pop. Pack. I hope I haven't butchered your nickname. Okay, so then his here are starting to get a little bit tougher.
僕は面白い人としか友達になりません。残念ながらおめでとうございます。君は外れです。またここの危険度が上がりましたよ。いいお知らせでしょ。もうすぐ面白いことが起こるのですから。
Here I am again. Okay, these two don't really make a difference. I get a lot of people asking, okay, what's the difference between these? The difference between these is that they change the possible battles that you get. It's just to unlock new progression. This. So another obvious choice. Nigerian or I want to guarantee 1,000 TRM for maximum corrosion blast bonus. Oh, yeah, I want this. It really depends, honestly. Like in this case, I could enlighten this one to increase the amount of stats that I get when this pops up, but I want to max out this skill as fast as possible to guarantee my Inspire stacks. So I'm gonna pick this. I also want this skill because this one is essential for Carol. My mental load is fine. I'm not gonna grab that. Vit and Death are low and I can kind of finance skill points. Okay, now I definitely need to get some Vit. It being lower.
僕はどう君にお返しするべきでしょうね、ディレクター。適当にインスピレーションを加えちゃって完成。
Okay, so for these fights, when they start getting a little bit more annoying, Wait, I got one shot. That's what I was trying to explain. I picked the healing skill for Carol. Okay, dodge that.
あらら、手がぶれちゃった。これは特製バージョンです。サプライズをしてあげましょう。
Okay, let me dodge that again.
僕は面白い人としか友達になりません。残念ながらおめでとうございます。外れです。またここの危険度が上がりましたよ。いいお知らせでしょ。もうすぐ面白いことが起こるのですから。素材を消費して利益を得る。 なんだ
Hey,
か僕
cheer
おめでとうござい
and
ます。
almost
ま
at
たここ危険
1,000.
度が上がりましたよ。いいお知らせでしょ。もうすぐ面白いことが起こるのですから。10日交換の原則に従って僕はどう君にお返しするべきでしょうね。
Okay, since this is a lot of enemies at this time, I'm gonna use the AoE attack.
僕のるつぼが
I
グ
can
ツグ
just
ツ煮
hide
えたぎ
them.
っています。
I'm
なんか
gonna
急に寒くなりました
stop
ね。
at 15.
幸い
15 sounds
来る前
fine.
に火の薬をたくさん調合してきました。
Which one? I'm gonna get
10日
beat.
交換の原則に従って僕はどう君にお返しするべきでしょうね、ディレクター。
I'm gonna get this. Now I can avoid. Don't need to go any deeper. Ooh. Hold on. Can I? Do I gamble to think if there will be another zone like this? Yeah, I think I'm gonna gamble.
素材を消費して利益を得る。なんだか僕が錬金
Combo
物
Master
になったみ
yours.
たいです。
Wrong relief. Not gonna use Combo Mastery very much. And now gonna keep going for stats, need more stats. Danger zone. Okay. This will be fun with 100 mental load. Okay, you go away. I need this
私
first.
何かやらかしちゃいましたか？
あらら、手がブレちゃった。
And stay back.
君はどうしたい？
I'm gonna place
手がブレちゃった。
here.
どう恩返ししてくれるんだい？
Here. It should be fine. It's only minus 10%, right? Okay, let me.
部活だっ
Liriell already died. People are already dying.
た。面白くない。
浮き沈み
適当にインスピレーションを加えちゃって完成。
Who do I place here?
命令は？あ？命令は？
Get you here.
あ？風よ吹け。
Let's see if I can still fix this
そろそろ
mess.
本気を出すよ。
私の出番ですか？ここを持ったそんな
Oh,
は
it
ず
will come here.
今に見てな。
Okay, sure I died.
あらら、手がブレちゃった。
You go away.
これは特製バージョンです。
I have Gina.
背後から近寄るな。
僕のるつぼがグツグツ煮えたぎっています。
ここを持ったもシャインオンユー。ごめんなさい。皆さんの足手
That
まと
I
いになってし
didn't
まって。
move them away in time.
背後
Yeah,
から
I
近
have to restart the stage.
首元に気をつけることだ。
力が湧いてくる。闇は我が追い払う。 をしてあげましょう。
力が湧いてくる。
Okay, so
いやー
this.
皆さん、僕の新しい調合実験にようこそ。
しびれろ苦しめ。
誰かが先行よ。我が意志に従え。
背後から化け物の毒は化け物に。
あらら、適当にインスピレーションを加えちゃって完成。
どけ。
運も実力のうち。
僕は面白い人としか友達になりません。残念ながら君は外れです。サプライズをしてあげましょう。
好きだらけだな。
闇は我が追い払う。
Maybe we can do this? Maybe?
僕のルツボがグツグツ。
Okay, you are on a fire zone.
真理は
Goodbye.
永久不滅。誰かが
サンダーエンジェルの力思い知るがよい。
Where is it? Ah, they're coming from there.
サプライズをしてあげましょう。
Okay, first
い
I
や
click
ー
the
皆さん、
buff.
僕の新しい調合実験によ。
背後から
Let
近寄
Gina
るな。
clear up some.
しびれろ苦しめ。
力が湧いてくる。
先行よ。我が意志に従え。
首元にき、化け物の毒は化け物に。
Somehow I did it.
ディレクター、この世にまだ死者を蘇らせる
How did I
必要はない
do
ことは
that?
ご存知ですよね。
Yes, I run Mirage because the rightmost patch is always the one that gives the most, the highest score. Yeah, that team just now was like, sometimes you need best boy to be
実
the
は人
best
生して
girl.
なかった薬品をいくつか。ルツボを募集して。ここに安全地帯なんてあったんです
Okay, now I
ね。
definitely
なんか
need to
車
grab
にも
this.
遺跡みたいですね。規則性が全く見えない。
Fight. Da-da-da-da-da-da. What do I want now?
ディレクター、この世に追いかけてくるのは同じでも、その大きいのは学院で謹慎処分にしてやるとか留年させてやるとかしか
Thank you, Isabella.
Abnormal energy fluctuations detected. Danger level very high. Stay vigilant.
運も実力のうち。
I was gonna say that this boss is very easy, but I am worried that this is gonna backfire on me. Okay, so
あらら、手がブレちゃった。
私何かやらかしちゃいましたか？
I usually like to place my characters like it. Let me place Gina here to charge Inspire faster.
はい、参ります。清き耳は影を転がし、我らは玉と戯れん。
君はレガート
this Laurel in the
あらら
fence.
適当
Like
にインスピ
this.
レーションを加えちゃって完成
And okay, you're waiting for this to
背後から近寄る
spawn.
な。どけ。
I can stack combo.
僕のルツボがグツグツ煮えたぎっています。
好きだらけだな。
Okay, as soon as this is up again, I use it again. Just to stack
羨ま
inspire.
しい。
背後から近寄るな。
Combo.
化け物の毒は化け物に。
Okay, combo done. And
どう
some
恩返ししてく
Begonia.
れるんだい？
浮き沈み
This
は
hair
世の
here
常で
close
す
to the boss.
サプライズをしてあげましょう。
And swap Laurel for offense because the bolt's now gonna enter the other phase.
The terminal is under attack.
Place one less
清き者の
barrier.
影を転がし我らは様と戯れん私の出番ですか僕のルツボが
Immediately
私の出番です
start
ビートに
both.
合わせて
これは特製バージョンです。
Start above.
どう恩返ししてくれ？捕らえて食い散らかすんだ。
サプライズをしてあげましょう。
ディレクター、存分に踊りな。ディレクターに見せる。
ここをもっと盛りアンコールタイムライズアップ
君はどうし？
First, use Laurel's buff to make sure she's at attack mode. So we can now stack
や
this.
あ皆さん、僕の新しい調合実験にようこそ。
Add this to the
イン
mix.
スピレーションを加えちゃって完成。
The terminal is under attack. Please deploy defenses.
Yeah, he didn't even have time to attack.
もう限界ですか？それなら僕、実は申請してなかった薬品をいくつか、ルツボを募集しないでく。10日交換の原則に従って僕はどう君にお返しする。はあ、面白いことほど早く終わっちゃうな。
Didn't go super high in final score since Carrot is
こ
still
れくらいの素材だ
S4.
と作れる薬は。
It's fine. Okay, level 3. Corrosion. Ignite. Combo Mastery I won't need. This I won't need either. Fine. Then the rest of the stuff is the triangle stuff. People don't need it. Increase the healing. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the skills. Got everything I wanted. Yeah, so the two pets back then that I said would be relevant is this. Is in order to unlock more of these, so 3x particles is always good. If you always pick one side, try picking the other from time to time. Scarlet's gonna be added to standard 3 after 2 events have gone. On the 3rd, she will be added. Yeah, only later.
賢明な選択だね。少しだけ緊張しています。
Okay, let me go for a...
少しだけ緊張しています。
for a quick
場を
run
盛り
here.
上げることにかけては私たちプロですよ。
Oops, not this one, this one. And let me borrow a look.
これも配達の仕事か？
It is no. Oh, it's damn bridges. I mean, I'm gonna do it at 300% because some people asked how does electroconduct team work? And I have 2 options. I have this with Sanning and I have the one with Miss Liu. But this one is faster for clearing boss, so I just wanted to show my rotation because if you have my vision is clear, you can grab any water zone. It could be Furry and Fernie, or you could use Sambeka, or you could use Changyao, but those 2 are a little bit worse, so for now these are the best ones to drop the water zone. And then you have Yuki, who currently is the only character who can trigger my vision is clear. Later we will have Jean, but Jean will only come in the half anniversary. So for now we have to use these. And it adds plus 100% damage. So if you want, for instance, to use Scarlet as the main carry, you can use Scarlet and run this setup. Or if you want to run, I don't know, literally any main carry you can throw here and it will work. Hello Nora, welcome. For SR traces, it depends on what kind of team you are running. Muscle building is usually a very good one. Starlit Memories is another very good one.
Danger level very high. Stay vigilant.
Okay, so what I usually do
何事か？
here is I place
私何かやらかしちゃいましたか？
every character in a corner because I don't know what side that... Let me turn off the speed fast, auto battle off. I don't know what side the doll will come, the puppet. I just use launching for
我らは玉と戯れにいる目がありますね。
places.
前に落ち着いてもらいます。
Then I trigger
望むと
electroconduct
雷に打たれよ。
and then I use sending. Okay, I know the marionette's coming this way, so I
目
place
標が
the
指定場
runs
所に
there.
到着しました。浮き沈みは世の常です。
And now that I have the water barrier placed, I can actually already swap to someone else, like Miss Liu or Luke. I'm gonna swap to Luke because he's gonna take advantage of the the
何か
same
用か
traces that Senning is using.
この盗っ人どもめが
I use this again to stack.
元いつでも
Use this to kill the remaining clones.
その命確かに受け取った
アーシャ、わかり
The
ました。
Senning
お
skill
任せください
again.
共に進みましょう。
何事かこの雷を超えられるとでも配達完了
我が目に触れ光を残し影をとどめる。
And shoot that. I don't have the patience to wait for the marionette to spawn 4 times. But, okay, it's very fast. Yeah, with this setup, it's very, very broken. Okay, so that was 300% clear. The reason why Cyrus is S and Bailitsu is A is because Cyrus is more versatile and can place Fire Elemental Zone, and Bailitsu doesn't do that. I didn't see unlock this. Okay. Not gonna do it today. So, let me see here. Because they both are very close in terms of what they can offer to the team and in terms of damage output. But the difference is that Cyrus is the best at putting down fire zones. That's something already very unique and very good that he has going. And he also has it's in general info? No, it's not. I don't have him, I think. Yeah, I don't have him. And his leader skill is also overall better because it suits everyone. Now, I wanted to show something else real quick. Let me swap to the CN client. Just a moment. I mean, I usually don't take leader skill into consideration when deciding the rank for a character. It's only like when two characters are very, very close in terms of score, then I have to start nitpicking on very small things. because both Cyrus and Bailitsu, they are fire strikers and 6 stars, and they work together in the same team. They have a lot of aspects in common. Their DPS is almost the same. So they have very few differences. But like they at the same time that they have few differences, they also have a perfect synergy when working together. Like one completes the other. Like Cyrus can place the fire zones, meanwhile Bailitsu can deal with airborne enemies, and both also have very high mobility and range, so they can kind of split the front line by themselves. Hopefully I can get the Bailitsu guide on Pride and Up by tomorrow. Okay, Cien is updating something. Waiting a little bit here. But I think I can give a sneak peek on the Bailitsu guide. Okay, here says I'm offline. Hmm. Hello. Hello, Enderos. How are you doing this evening? And hello, Megstrix. I'm trying to open the CN server, but the update is being very, very slow. Okay, in the meanwhile, since I'm waiting for the update, I'm gonna open Captured. Okay, I'm gonna open this. This is the guide I'm working on for Bailitsu. So the summary for him is that when the battle starts, he summons a dream incarnate to assist in combat. That's basically a clone, so you have two characters in one. And this makes a few interesting things, like as you can see here in his skill 1, you can have the main body casting a skill in one direction, and you can move the other body to cast the skill in another direction. So you can either make his first skill twice as long, it's a very, very large range, or you can make like a cross shape, or you can join the two of them together for double damage on a single target. It's a very interesting skill. For pros and cons, he has extremely large and versatile range across his skills. His skill 2 is an AoE with infinite amount of uses, so you can spam that as much as you want. And it also has like 10 seconds cooldown or something like that. Someone joined it. I didn't see who it was, but thank you. He's releasing on December 12th. So he has this the skill 2 that you can spam, and if he's under the rekindled effect, it doesn't cost HP, because Bailitsu has this basic mechanic going for him that his skills, he sacrifices a portion of his current HP, but that portion of sacrificed HP is converted into a shield, and the less HP he has, he gains, or the more HP he sacrifices, the more damage reduction and attack that he gains. So you want to constantly be sacrificing his HP. And he's actually quite tanky despite that, because first of all, he has the shield every time he uses one of those skills, every time he sacrifices his HP. And every time he sacrifices his HP, he gains damage reduction, and that goes on stacking over and over. So he gets more and more tanky as the fight goes on, and it also gives him attack, so he becomes a very bruiser kind of character, like very high survival, but also very high burst and damage. He's one of the best characters in the game at breaking gouges and barriers, both because of the large and versatile range of his skills, and as well because the skill description says right away that it breaks 4 block gouges, so that's a lot. Most characters break 2 or 3 per skill, and meanwhile he starts at 4. He's a rare case of a striker with anti-air capabilities, and he can also easily trigger any shield-based trace skills. So anyone who has spent any time reading around skills, trace skills, you may have seen that we have quite a lot of memory traces that rely on the character having a shield, and if the character has a shield, they gain a lot of extra damage or attack or mastery or whatever. There are a lot of trace skills that give a ton of buffs, and Bailitsu can capitalize on that. His downside is that he requires a lot of manual input to be efficient because you have two characters in the field. You have him and you have the clone. So you have to keep an eye on the two characters at the same time. And also, since he sacrifices his HP every time he uses his skills, if you don't pay attention on what's going on, if you let the AI do everything by itself, then he may kill himself easily, especially since he usually sticks by the front line. The other downside is that the anti-air aspect of his kit relies on the 30-second window after ultimate use and is only available through his first skill. So here is the catch. He can only attack aerial enemies by using his first skill when he's in the rekindled state. And that state only lasts 30 seconds after he uses his ultimate, and his ultimate has 80 seconds cooldown. So it's not very reliable. At first, I would recommend having an actual skirmisher or ranger in the team to deal with anti-air. And then we can, after we get Tia, the Purifier team will be complete and she can deal with the anti-air, but in this first patch, it may be a little bit awkward to play him. And overall output falls down a lot when used outside the fire team. Why is that here? Because as I listed in the pros here, he's a fantastic breaker. You can place him in any team you want to deal with, specifically with barriers, block gouges, and elite enemies. You don't need to use him specifically in the fire team only. So if you like him, but you don't want to play the fire team, you can use him in other teams as well. But if you want to use him as a main carry, if you want to use his full potential in damage, because yes, he can deal a ton of damage, then he works best at the fire team, because when you are building a pure fire team, you are gonna bring traces that are specific to increase fire damage, lower fire elemental resistance on enemies. Maybe you can bring the My Domain skill that makes the character deal more damage when they are stepping on a zone corresponding to their element. So in this case, Cyrus plays the fire zone, then Bailitsu will deal more damage because he's fire type and he's stepping on a fire zone. I know it's a lot to explain, but I hope it's making sense because I'm trying to cover it all. Let me double check the chat. Max Trix asked, most people say problem is he pays his life for damage. Question is he tanky enough to live after using his HP? Yes, he's tanky enough. As I already explained it, he sacrifices his HP, but he also gains a shield and damage reduction that stacks over time. Also, most of the square traces that you are going to use on his builds also give a lot of survivability. And finally, once you add Tia to the team, once she releases, she's the final piece for the Purifier team, she can rewind time. So you use Bailitsu, he sacrifices his HP, then you use Tia to rewind time, and he gets his HP back, but he still has the shield and he still has the buffs that he got from sacrificing his HP before, and that's a fantastic combo. Max also mentioned it. I think he's gonna be good with Melt. Yes, he's gonna be fantastic with Melt. In fact, that's one of the teams that I have recommended. Andy asked, so sending, or is that know what anti-air mean? Sending is overall better to deal with anti-air enemies. That's kind of her specialty. You can bring her as well. Is Miley gonna go to standard too? Yes, we don't have any true limited characters in this game so far. Okay, there are no further questions. Going down with going ahead with the other explanations. About his dupes, he works fine at 0 dupes. His best cost benefit is his first one, which gives him 15 stacks of spark after the effect of rekindled ends. And for those who want to main the Purifier team, the third dupe is a worth investment, as it will be an easy plus 24% damage passively for Bailitsu on Citia is added to the roster. For the majority of players, I would say to stop at 0. Maybe get the first one. I wouldn't recommend going all the way to the third one, despite being a good buff, unless you are a spender or you have him as your favorite character in the game. But overall, he's fine at 0. It's one of the characters that whatever you don't really need to care about dupes. For skill priority, it depends on where you are going to use him. If you are going to use him as the main carry of the fire team, you should prioritize his skill one because it's the big damage one. If you are going to use him as a general breaker in other teams, you can prioritize his skill 2 because you can spam that every 10 seconds. And it also has a nice range and AoE gauge breaking. Finally, for team recommendations, the main team with Bailitsu as the main carry is this is the first iteration of the fire team. On later versions, you can swap Freda for Tia, or you can do Bailitsu, Cyrus, Boreas, and Tia. So this team has Bailitsu as leader and focuses on having a strong front line with maximum exploit of stacking elemental resistant debuffs, extra damage, and criticals. The idea is to have Mohonshu with dupe 1, and this is very specific. So one of the reasons people don't like the Purifier team very much is because it's a kind of expensive team to build, considering that you need several 6 stars, and both Cyrus and Mo, you ideally want them with the first dupe for them to work optimally. So it's kind of an expensive team. That's one of the reasons why Bailey is not so popular. So the reason you want Mo with the first dupe is because she gives 20% fire resistance reduction. But if you don't have that, she can still hold the line and prevent Bailitsu and Cyrus from taking unnecessary damage. This allows Freda to keep her buff mod up more often. The choice for Tsu as leader here comes from his leader skill learning from mistakes. it can stack up to 75% extra damage permanently, being a more stable version than Cyrus' leader skill if you are focusing the main bulk of damage on Bailitsu. So this is the only instance in which you should use Bailitsu as the... in which you should favor him as the leader instead of Cyrus. Because if you are using him as the main carry, then his leader skill is easier to stack and is more stable than Cyrus. But otherwise, Cyrus he plays better with other teammates. For backup options, you can bring UT, Lydia, Scarlet, Felicio, Reed, Roar, and Sushal. So UT comes to replace Mo if you need a frontline, and he's also great with Cyrus because that triggers the explosion reaction. Lydia can help with anti-air, and she also triggers explosion reaction, which is nice. Scarlet is also very good as an anti-air unit, and she can also reduce the D-air of the enemies, which will increase the damage for Bailitsu and Cyrus. Felicia is good for the attack speed buff and also to deal with anti-air stuff, especially projectiles. Reed is here in case you don't have Cyrus for whatever reason. I think it's weird for someone to want to make a Bailitsu team but not have Cyrus, but it can happen, especially if you are a new player. So Reed enters as the responsible for placing the fire zones. You can bring Roar in this third slot instead of Mohongshu, so she can trigger the codename diversity main skill. And Suxiao is a budget option instead of Freda or Longqing or Zudivin, because Suxiao has that nice revive that can be very handy in case you mess up and Bailitsu kills himself. So for the memory traces in this team, we have Into a Paper Crane. This is the free memory trace that we got from pre-registration. It's the one that has Chizuru. The other is codename Diversity. And if you don't have, this one is to stack Inspire. If you don't have Mohongshu to stack Inspire with this, you can use Roar, because Roar can also place fire barriers. For Vitality, we have quite a few options. Company is the best one, but you can also bring Behind the Curtains that will also give a nice survivability with the self-healing, or Skyfall because it deals damage to everyone around the target. The other options is Festive Night is actually very good for Bailitsu specifically. This is the free SSR memory trace that we are going to get from the event. It has a lot of skills that synergize very well with Bailitsu. Aside from it, you can use Dusk Radiance if you have Dupe 1 Mohongshu, because she's gonna lower fire resistance from enemies, and that will trigger Dusk Radiance, so everyone will deal even more damage. So ideally, you want this, but since this is too expensive and too specific, you are fine running Festive Night on him. For Mastery, we have Born from Ashes, which is, again, one of the best races in the game and a source of Inspire. And the last race can be Growth, Karma, or Light Chaser. All of these have very good assorted skills that you can use. So the second team that I have here is A Song of Melt. because this is basically a song of ice and fire, but I didn't want to put that too much on the nose. If you like living dangerously and like the idea of melting your enemies both through elemental reactions and literally, this team is for you. For this team, Begonia roll goes beyond buffing attack speed. Ice damage on fire zone or vice versa, or like fire damage on ice zone also works. Trigger the elemental reaction melt, which can stack up to a reduction of 60% of DR on affected enemies. Add this to the consistent criticals and explosive bursts, and your enemies will melt in no time. Launching is the ideal choice here to stack Inspire faster, as well as to grant extra survivability through her barriers and more intensive healing. As backup options, you have Freda. You also have Zodivin Azure, because he increases defense and DR for everyone in the team. And she also has a nice burst healing both on her skill 1 and ultimate. You also have the other options that I already explained, Scarlet and Felicia for anti-air, Reed for fire zones if you don't have Cyrus, Roar if you want to trigger codename diversity, and Sushao as a panic button in case someone dies and you can revive them. For this team, we use Cyrus as leader, because his leader skill gives more critical rate. That will benefit the team more, since with Begonia here, we will have a lot more attack speed, up to 50% if you have her on dupe 3. So plus 50% attack speed and more critical, and this insane debuff from Melt is absurd. It's a very fun team, but you have to be very careful to not let your characters die. And whenever a fire attack crits, everyone who is a Vanguard, Bulwark, or Striker gets extra damage increased by 75%. So why am I recommending this here and not on the other team? I'm recommending this here because since this team here has Begonia, it has more attack speed, it's gonna crit more often and trigger this more often. So this skill becomes more reliable in this setup specifically. Meanwhile, in the other team, when you are focusing more on the raw damage from Bailitsu, it's easier to stack this because for every 10% max HP loss during battle increases extra damage by these numbers stacking up to 10 times and lasting until the end of the battle. So for if you are using Bailitsu as the leader, you only need to use his first skill twice to get the full 75% extra damage, and it lasts the entire battle. You don't need to worry about anything else. Meanwhile, for this, you need to rely on critical hits, and that's not always reliable. It becomes a little more reliable and stable if you have more attack speed. And so for memory traces, I placed emptiness and into a paper crane. Into a paper crane is overall better because it gives more critical and it's more offensive. But emptiness is a nice option if you want to play safe because it has more stats. It will buff your attack once the HP goes below 50%, and it also has a revive skill here. So if someone dies, it's like a panic button. The other attack card is Beneath the Deception, and you only need the level 1 skill because of the AoE damage, since all these characters deal AoE damage. Or you can bring growth, with also has a lot of very good skills. For the other memory trace, I placed company and prioritized behind the curtains, because these two will give more survivability to compensate on Begonia's draining everyone's HP and Bailitsu sacrificing his HP. So, and for defense, I place a Nightmare here because it's faster to stack Inspire and because Longqing is here in the team. And for Mastery is Born from Ashes, also for the Inspire stacks. And these are from my Liriell build. I'm still gonna add a third recommendation that is more budget friendly. But yeah, the two main options for Bailitsu teams are these. Either you go very focused on raw damage, or you can play with the melt build, because the pure fire team in itself will only be complete once we get Tia released on global. Let me drink some water and check the chat for questions. No, the HP loss thing, it triggers every time he loses HP. So basically every time he uses any of his skills. His skill 1 sacrifices 50% of the HP, so it's faster to trigger and stack the leader skill. And the skill 2 sacrifices 20% HP, unless you are unless he has the ultimate up that is rekindled, and when he is in the rekindled state, the skill 2 doesn't cost any HP. So let me swap here to the game. Maybe they will change with the first anniversary. Usually games only change the loading screen after the anniversary. Oh, there's a... Oh yeah, this is the guild thing. Okay, one thing at a time. Please swap this to full screen. And also change the... There's graphics, no, it's not here. Change the cutscenes to showing full. Okay, I don't know what this is. It's some new event, but it gives a lot of stuff. That's because sometimes this game adds some new. It's like a extra. You remember the beginner phase thing, the beginner stuff, right? So sometimes they add these event things where you complete, by completing stuff, you get more free stuff. And it's fantastic. So I wanted to open the Chinese server to explain some misconceptions that I've seen that some people have about the global server and about the game in general. One of the misconceptions is the problem with the stamina in this game and how difficult it is to farm resources. And that's a misconception for two reasons. First reason is because the game constantly has events like this one, as well as the stuff like the event shop and the club shop, where you can get free materials. Like when I got the newest character, Long, I had over 1,000 of these skill materials laying around, and I could get her from S0 to S6 immediately. So as you progress in the game, it becomes very, very easy to hoard materials. You don't have to worry too much about stamina at all. And yeah, we are struggling on global right now for two reasons. First, because since we just started the game, we have a lot of units to build, a lot of characters that we want to build. So that's a ton of materials. And the other reason is because since we just started the game, we are still low level, so the max stamina isn't too high. But as you can see here, my cap is at 240, so it's a lot more stamina, and I still have this stuff here and this stuff here. It's a lot of stamina, really. Oh. So let me grab these. So yeah, if you compare this game with literally any other gacha, you are going to face the same thing at the launch of the game. Like, I remember during the Reverse 1999 launch, we had the same problem. People complaining that it was too difficult to farm materials and that the stamina was not enough. But nowadays it's very easy to pre-farm something and get the character maxed out. Okay, what do I need to do here for these? Just log in for 7 days, clear this stage, and have 4 recommencers with skill at level 9. Okay, so the first misconception that I wanted to clear up is the thing about the stamina and the materials, because it's just stupid. If you stop to think about it for a moment, it's a non-issue. It's not an issue at all. You see, the shop here is pretty much the same. We have every event, so you know what to expect. The only thing that changes are the furniture, the song, and the memory trace. I think the cap for stamina can go even higher honestly. But I just happened to... let's see. Nah, it doesn't go higher. It goes up to this. Onto this. Okay, I need more people with skill level 9. First person I'm doing is you, of course. So this is the newest character. Let me put you as leader. And her animations are beautiful. Another... So another common problem that I see people talking about is that the 3D models and even the in-game battle have bad graphics or are inconsistent, like with some models being worse than others. We don't know yet if the new Vanguard is good because he hasn't been released yet. Currently we are on the first half of the event, which is this character. Her name is Long and she's a support and she's very good. But anyway, people also complain about the quality of the models. And this happens because this game spent a long time into production. And so when the first characters were made, like if you pick the oldest characters like Cheng Yao was from release, you can see that her model is a lot more crude. Like it's not too bad, but it's a little bit weird. There are a little bit weird things here and there, like sometimes the textures don't fit very well. So this is one of the things, but they have been reworking the models to fall into the newer standards. Who else? I think they already updated some of the older models, but I'm not too sure. So one of the reasons why some models may look lower quality than others is because they were very, very low quality at first, but Aurogon has been updating them and they have been improving on the models. Let me see someone with long hair. For instance, if you compare Liriell here, you can see that her hair is kind of like a PlayStation 2 style. And then if you swap to Tishi, who is a newer character, you can see that her hair is a lot more realistic and flowy, more well done overall. So one of the misconceptions is this about the... Yeah, so you see that Tishi's hair has a lot of nice detail. It's far more well done because they started making this game I think 4 years ago and the engine has been updated since then, so they are working on updating the character models and improving the character models. It's another thing that if you start to think for a moment, it's normal for any live service game. Like if you pick any gacha, you will see that the launch characters don't have models as pretty as the newer characters, even on Hoyo games, for instance. Like if you pick Genshin or Star Rail, you'll see that the launch characters don't have as much detail or don't have as good models as the newer characters. So you can see here that they have been improving a lot, both on the models and animations. Zoning. Like the textures here are simply very well placed and fantastic. And I can't see anything wrong with the faces. I know a lot of people complain about the faces, but I don't see anything wrong on most of them. I don't know. And if we see Long, who is the newest character, she also has impeccable model on her hair here. Like, if you tell me that this isn't top tier 3D character model, then I don't know what should be considered top tier 3D character model. Yeah, like the only ones with weird faces are the older characters, and even so, at least from what I heard from developer notes, they are working on improving that. Like, but for newer characters, you can see every little detail. Like even the knees are well done, even the little texture details here, like this embroidery on the shoes that most games certainly wouldn't pay attention to. The embroidery on her shirt is also very well done. So let's see. This was the second misconception, because the game is evolving. So Jean was launched a little bit back, so you see that she's still in that process of evolving with the clothing texture and hair modeling, but her model isn't as good as some of the others, but her face is already a lot better than the older characters. Yes, Tyrus is still very much reliable in Chinese server. So you have Chisha as well, who also looks very nice. And I absolutely love her weapon. And there was another one. Oh yeah, the third misconception that I wanted to bring up is that I saw this one on Reddit. Someone was complaining that they checked the Chinese server and saw that there was almost no new content compared to the global server. And that's because the global server is in sync with the CN server updates. So of course there won't be a big difference between what's available. The only thing that the global server is behind is the available characters and main story. But aside from that, we are already in sync with the Chinese server. So you have stuff like see here, this is The Aurea event. No, it's not this. It already closed. So you have stuff like this Nexus here, the one from chapter 4. It was only added recently to the Chinese server, and we are gonna get that tomorrow. Like, Chinese got this like 1 or 2 weeks ago. I think no, it was last patch. They only got this last patch, and we are already going to get it. And there is the simultaneous raid with Sephonis that CN also only got last patch, and we are already going to get it. You see all the shop tabs. Some stuff we are getting earlier than CN. For instance, they don't have the shop tabs yet, and I can't show you all right now because it's on the early access client, but there will be the shop tabs update. Also, when this game first launched, we didn't have stuff like the tab vouchers. For those who don't know, the tab vouchers are these cards that you get every time you get a 6-star dup, and sometimes they give one of these away in events as well, and you can exchange them for 6-star characters. So launch characters cost 7 each, and the other characters cost 12 each. And this is a huge quality of life that it didn't exist when I started playing. They only added this later, and Global already has it. We didn't have guilds in Chinese server. It was only added like 2 patches ago, and Global already has it. We didn't have let me see what else. The Echoing Nexus went through, I think, 2 major updates that we are also already getting. And when okay, for the maintenance, thank you. And we are already getting that on global server. Then you also have all these modes here. We didn't have most of these when the game launched. Like this thing here for the leader didn't exist, and we already have it on the global server. I don't remember if we had these at launch. I think not. We didn't have this. This will be added to the global server soon, I believe. It's a new challenge mode. And as I mentioned, we didn't have guilds on CN until recently. So like, the misconception is that people think that the devs released this game and then stopped adding stuff to it and stopped improving stuff on it because the global server looks so much like the Chinese server. And that's not true. What happened is that we are already in sync with the Chinese server, but every single patch the developers are adding a lot of new content and new quality of life and stuff. I absolutely love this. We are gonna get this tomorrow. I don't even need to change the screen I'm on. Like, it farms the exact amount I need. Okay, thank you. Have enough for this right now. I click here. Okay, how many times do I need to run these? Okay, I need to run these 5 times to get 5 of this thing. And it does it. Okay, I want this, but I don't want to craft it. I don't know how many times I need to run it. It does all the runs. And craft from here. I can go here. Okay, how many times do I need to run this? Okay, I only need to run this twice. Boom, this is skill level now, level 9. Let me check the... Okay, I don't need to level both 9. I can pick someone else. Let's go with... let's go with Leilani. No. Do you think, Dark Wolf asked, do you think it is possible for Global to close to 6 months gap with CN greater than 10 months? I don't think it's possible, and I hope that they don't try to do that, because in order for that to happen, they would have to speed up the events. And if they speed up the... If they speed up the events, that will be awful. That will be an awful experience for everyone. Like less time with the banners, or they could maybe release double banners. Like this is something that the Taiwanese server did and that I didn't like at all. They, instead of making the 42 days cycle like CN and Global are doing, the Taiwanese server did the 20-day cycle, I think, and like for the Scarlet and Bilitus patch, they released both banners at the same time, with both lasting those 20 days, but they lowered the PT. But it was like they lowered only a little bit of the PT, so I think it was from 77, it lowered to 50 or something like that for the first 6-star. So it would be a bit easier for people to guarantee these characters, but it sucked. And they did that both with the Scarlet and Bilitus event, then after they did that with the Boreas and Skylar patch. And I think that was too much, too overwhelming, and it was awful for free-to-play players. After that, I didn't play on the Taiwanese server anymore. So I don't think they are gonna close the gap with CN. I don't think they are gonna even try, and I honestly hope they don't even try. They let me borrow Soul Beard because I'm broke. I, あ 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 Question, why is there a specific 10 pool item? Does it have a higher chance to drop SSR? No. There is the 10 pool item, it doesn't give a higher chance. You are always guaranteed to get 1 5-star or above every 10 pools. That item is mainly for the whales because it makes easier and faster to make hundreds of pools. I had to use it on the test server because on the test server we got enough currency to guarantee that we could get every character and every memory trace to test them to when we were building the database for Pride. And I have to say, pulling over 1,000 times or 2,000 times is very tiresome. So for situations like this, the 10 pulls item exists. B is asking, did they give you vouchers when it was added? Yes, they gave one Tabby voucher when that shop was added. AD Crack is asking, is it 5 Cyrus gonna be good in the future? Did you have a team recommendation for him? Yes, he is still gonna be good in the future. He's still used widely on CN. It's just that the fire team isn't fast enough for speedrunning, but it's still very good for general content, challenge stages, and the guild boss thing. And I do have a few team recommendations for him. I was showing earlier in this stream. I don't know if you've seen. If you haven't, you can see later because the stream will be saved in my channel. And I will also publish the guide for Bailitsu as soon as it's approved by the iShackle staff. But there are a few team recommendations for Cyrus there. And I'm also working on a second team building guide for Pride that will be focused on speedrunning. So we will have the first team building guide that is more for general play and that I will still update. And we will have the speedrunning guide, and the speedrunning guide will be the most it will be focused on the most hardcore builds and units, and it's stuff more focused on spenders, but I will try my best to offer alternatives to players who are free to play but still want to compete in a way or another. Okay, let me just clear this page real quick. So chapter 6 has this mechanic that I find a little bit annoying. I think I turned off the animations. I don't remember if this one or this one. Just 3. Now you can't hit them, they are... Okay.
为您献上我的功。
失礼了。
So from time to time I have to put the slides here. Then you have LP's ultimate. I'm gonna let the ultimates play for the first time.
己身在局中。需要帮助吗？
Gonna place this here.
我会扫清前方所有的障碍。
This light here.
怎么？
Okay, these are flying, so Leyline will take care of them.
月光啊，为我驱散一切噩梦。
Yeah, that light skill is something from chapter 6.
你们将被死亡笼罩。
诛邪回避。 别让我失望，好吗？大家让让，风来了。
Let me place the light here and detonate them. Ah, they are flying again. No flying. Stop flying.
送你一份大礼吧。
I should turn off the auto. And still more flying enemies.
徒劳的抵抗。在呢，在呢。
And this is a bit annoying because
西天尊
they
便监督可辖。
they are invisible here. I can't really do anything if I have the light.
感谢大家 ，Inerista 将一直闪耀。
No, long doesn't have random effects. I honestly don't know why it shows only Azusa and Scarlet, or Azusa and Elpis. Personally, I use Elpis with Azusa because I don't have Scarlet in this account. I do have Cyrus. Nah, I'm not gonna do any pulls right now. Because I'm free to play here and the next patch after this one is the anniversary So probably there will be a very important or very boosted character. So I want to save for the whoever is the anniversary character. Oh yeah, I was gonna show the guild thing. Okay, so these are the rewards that you can get. It's mostly skill materials. They are very easy to get and very good. They are based on the total score of your guild, so make sure that your guild is active. You have 5 stages. Each stage will give you a little bit of this material and also a buff that each of these buffs will help you in the fight against the final boss. So before I could face it now, but it's better to get at least one buff
接
first.
下来可就全仰仗诸位了。
Yeah, this the first 3 stages on the bottom there, they are very easy. The last 2, they aren't easy. But if possible, you should try to get
我能为你做些什么？
the
怎么？有什么主意了？
我能为
you
你
should
做
try
些什
to
么？
get the first as well. Keep, I mean,
怎么？别让我失望，好吗？
replace some buffs and speed up stuff.
记录存在肯定要送你一份大礼吧。小瞧乌瑞亚的巨龙是没有好下场的。你们早已身在局中，大家让让，风来了。
悉听尊便。
Okay, let me move him here. One great thing about Elpis, and I absolutely recommend everyone get the first dupe for her, is that when you have the dupe 1 Elpis, any character standing in this field will get plus 50% cooldown reduction and plus 25% attack. So it's great. You go there, so weird.
有什么主意了？诛邪回避，凡有所求，必得所依。别让我失望，好吗？
I've seen some people asking if I think that Long will replace Freda. And I honestly think she will. Unless the stage requires heavy healing, because her buffs are very good.
不会让任何
She deals a lot of damage. I think the main difference is that Long is Freda if Freda dealt any damage. Okay, so imagine Freda, but Freda deals a lot of damage on top of buffing and healing everyone. Anyway. Going to the boss here, as you can see, it has the 16. The 16 because the boss goes to higher and higher levels the more the guild defeats him. So it has endless HP, and the more it increases on level, it becomes stronger. It becomes basically a sponge, but it also gives more score. So it's a mod that other gachas have. So here it's already recommending that I borrow, hey, you can borrow a Scarlet. Do you want to borrow Scarlet? Because you should be using Scarlet here. So of course I'm gonna borrow a Scarlet. For the sake of showcase, I don't think I can I see her build here? Okay, I can. She doesn't have my visions clear, but I don't care. I'm gonna throw in Uni and Jin for the sake of showcase. And I'm also gonna throw in Elpis because Elpis is great, and I'm gonna throw in pillars, panic buttons. And let me borrow. Oh yeah, and in this mod you can only borrow people from your guild. I'm gonna borrow Bailitsu. I may throw him just to showcase his skills, maybe? What do you all think? Should I showcase Jin and Uni, or should I showcase Bailitsu? I think with Scarlet as leader, I may as well. The boss is not gonna die, the boss has infinite HP. Move this. But like, I have a limited time. I have a... I forgot that there is a... I have to deal as much damage as possible to the boss within this specific amount of time. I think I'm gonna replace her with Jin. Keep everyone alive. Because I want to show that you need 3 teams for this, and you can't repeat characters. Okay, so these two are gonna split here, or... Yeah, I'm waiting on Scarlet's ultimate. It charges very fast on the first time that you use it. What's up?
我在。
Okay, so let me use Cyrus first.
抓捕行动开始。
有主意了，
I'm gonna use Scarlet's.
乖乖在枪下伏诛。
Okay, now she's on her buffed mode. This makes this skill a lot wider. So I'm gonna use this to blow up the projectiles and then use the combo again to blow up more stuff, and it also clears the poison mist here.
不知死活。
谁不是在天地间沉浮呢？
I'm gonna use the
小监督有何吩咐？
清波转影，金鳞细珠。
just in case. Gonna let her, and this is her second skill, the one that lowers the DR for the enemy.
姐姐少背些事。
So she'll be spinning there, and while she's spinning there, I can use Bailitsu. As I mentioned, the one will stay here and the other will go the other way. I don't want to really move him that much right now. So
我在。小心
gonna
误伤。
use his ultimate. I forgot that I can activate this.
我在。跟紧我。
为我回响吧。谁不是在天地间沉浮呢？
有主意了。怎么，想要以多欺少？
So she can basically just spam this.
走好不送。
30 seconds left.
小监督有何？这么嚣张，不太好吧？
阿和，阿夏，去！
目标确认，抓捕行动开始。
我来吧。听话。
Let's go
姐姐
again.
少背些事。
我在。
谁不是在天地间沉浮呢？
有主意了。乖乖在枪下伏诛。
小监督有何？
我来吧。
Okay, now I can deal with all these projectiles and the toxic mist as well.
阿和，
Boom, again.
既然是应了的差事，
So we get one score for this first part. Yeah, and this wasn't an optimized team at all. So you get the second team. And you'll see that for the second team, I can't use characters that I already used before.
能和大家在一起，真
So I'm gonna have to do this. I don't think I have built my vision is clear with
我会
them.
配合你们的行动。
But I wanna showcase how
我也是许久没有。
nuts this combo is. she isn't. Do I have a better one saved? This one is still bad. Whatever, it's just for showcase. Okay, the thing with Elpis is that her field, aside from healing, aside from all the buffs and damage over time, it can also heal. So this setup is similar to the other one. It won't work as well as it normally does. First, because I don't have my vision is clear. And second, because this is dry environment, so Uni's water zones are gonna dry faster. So start by placing a water zone. You do this, and then you can place a lightning zone. Now that's a thing. And then you can place a wind zone. I'm gonna call this wind zone now. And you can see that the score is already going up a lot faster than it was with the fire team, the quote-unquote fire team. Okay, so there's a lot of projectiles coming. I have to use two. And then I'm gonna use... Does this take care of projectiles? No, it doesn't. Okay, so just big ultimate. I'm gonna move her away from the projectiles. Increase everyone's attack. Place water zone again. I think I'm gonna use... Oh, there is a cool trick with Uni. Like, you can use her... You can use her skill 1. Then you can use her ultimate. And her ultimate resets her skill uses. And that's very cool. Let's add more water to this. And as you can see, this skill has infinite uses, so I can just keep replacing it every time it goes down. Use it again. Use this again.
相信你的罪恶将终结在我的剑下。好，被操控分析。大胆下令吧，停止无谓的挣扎。
在呢，在呢。需要帮助吗？送你一份大礼吧。难度。
Okay, once more I can use the trick of
干燥的伪装。
use skill,
海潮。
use ultimate.
无分此岸彼岸。
Ultimate resets skill
搁
use.
浅，或是永远沉默。如果这是你的选
And
择。
now that I have War Zone, I can throw in Tishi.
在看这边。
I can keep this on up.
就反抗吧。如果这是你的，我的
This
行动
again.
将由我支配。好，被操控分析。
我相信你，我只需要一剑。
Me throwing some drones.
海潮，海水会剥食不幸者的血肉。需要帮助吗？就是你了。
大胆下令吧，你的罪恶将终结在我的剑下。 我相信你的判断，别浪费我的时间。
如果这是你，风沙已至，完美落幕。
Okay, they basically did double the damage of the fire team. And now you know why these characters are on S tier. And I wasn't even using a proper build for them. They are even more insane when you build them. Really. So, oh, it still hasn't unlocked the third phase. So one cool thing about this mode is that it doesn't matter how much your score doesn't matter, in the sense that you can get the guild rewards as long as you participate. So even if you are in a guild who only has free-to-play players or where people aren't very good or very active or very competitive, you can still get all rewards. Like this guild where I am, it's very, very casual. And yeah, if you get the other buffs, like this last stage, it's S35, it's very challenging. If you get the other buffs, you get a far higher score, and if you bring proper teams instead of bringing ragtag teams like I did, your score will also be better. Anyway, this was a preview of some of the quality of life characters and some of the stuff that we are gonna get tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed today's stream, and I have to finish it here because I need to go eat something and I need to finish Bailitsu's guide. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream, both the global section and the CN section. Yeah, there's this game mode specific for this event, but maybe another day I can showcase it. Thank you all for coming. Thank you so much for the support and for being active in the chat. You all helped me feel a little better today. I've been going through some hard days in dealing with real life stuff. So thank you. Thank you all very much for coming. And see you all later. Bye bye.